why I believe that your personality is your personal reality. Everybody that is stuck, everybody that does not get the results that they want, everybody that has the idea that they are doing the right things but simply don't see the results yet, I have a message for all of them. I've been there, I've been through it, and as a matter of fact, from time to time I still have it. It's part of being human. The biggest mistake that I've made is that I was focused on the things that I didn't have. I was focused on the things that I was lacking, the things that were not showing up in my life, the goals I was working towards, because that means if I'm working towards this, I don't have it yet. So I kept reaffirming to myself that everything that I wanted was missing in my life. And once I started creating a new reality here, as in when I started to create it, a new perspective, my whole life changed. My life's experience changed. And it's due to the simple fact that if you look at the same situation from a different perspective, from a different angle, the situation that you look at changes. So of course you go through hard times, of course you go through challenges. There's absolutely moments that you want to give up because that nagging inner voice tells you that you want to give up and that you should give up. But you don't, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're still looking into self-development videos. That's why you're checking out my YouTube videos, many others. You're scrolling on your Facebook and TikTok. You're reading books. You're doing everything you can because you're not giving up, correct? If you want true change, what I would love to advise you, start working on only yourself. Work on your mindset. Work on your personal reality. So think about this one. What is the story that I tell myself about myself the whole day? So what is the story that I tell myself about myself? Do I tell myself that I'm a shy person over and over and over again? Do I tell myself that I'm somebody that doesn't deserve the outcome that I want? Am I telling myself over and over again that I'm a confident guy that can do anything he wants? What is the story that you tell yourself? The scary part here is that it all happens in your subconscious. It happens in your subconscious mind. So therefore you're not aware of it. Our conscious mind and our subconscious mind are two different things. Our conscious mind is our active thinking mind. That means you are aware of doing something. Hopefully you've activated that part of your mind right now, listening and watching this video. Because that means that you're trying to take in information. You are actively aware of making decisions, listening to my words, and maybe even making notes. You're trying to learn something. So you're very actively aware of what is going on. You're consciously aware. Your subconscious mind is something that is more like your autopilot. As soon as the conscious mind is not active, the subconscious mind takes over. Our brain is made to be efficient. Our brain is made to save energy. So that's why we're always cheating. That's always why we're looking for quick fixes, for a way to get past something difficult quickly. That's the reason why, for example, in sports, when you're getting tired, you let go of the perfect technique because your brain thinks this cost me less energy, therefore I'm surviving. That's one of the reasons why you procrastinate. It's a safety mechanism. That's the reason why your brain tells you not to work out that hard. So once you get the first signal of I should quit, I should give up because I can't, you're not even halfway. You're not even at 50% of your actual capacity. That means our brain is actually holding us back. So if you procrastinate, you're not lazy. If you snooze, you're not lazy. If you are not doing the things that you promised yourself you were going to do, you're probably not lazy. There might be a factor of laziness in there, but it is your brain trying to protect you from feeling uncomfortable. Because once you stop snoozing, once you stop procrastinating and get into action, once you start doing things differently than you did them before, you're now outside of your comfort zone. So your brain is pulling you back. How I would like to explain all of these things when it comes to your mindset is that we have a light and a dark side, or an angel and a devil, or a positive you, an energetic you, and a nagging Nancy part of you. So we have both of them within ourselves. And if this sounds too spiritual, too woo-woo, too whatever for you, let's make it very simple. You have a black and a white side inside you. White being energetic, optimistic, the black side being something negative. Call it whatever you want to call it. But imagine this. Every single decision that you make, consciously aware of it or from your subconscious, every single decision that you make, you decide what kind of action comes from it. And guess where your results are coming from? They come from your actions. And those actions come from those decisions. So who's in control? So if you taught yourself over the years to play the victim card, to say, oh, life is happening to me, all these things happen, I'm not in control of this. It's because life has given me this difficult situation. Maybe. But you decide if you stay there. You decide if it only is a difficult situation, or is this difficult situation something I can learn from? I can develop myself. I can maybe grow as a person. So what exactly is it that you do with the situation? And that is what I call positive thinking. That is what I call being optimistic. That doesn't mean that your life is easier. It doesn't mean that you deny reality. It doesn't mean that you deny all the negativity. It means, okay, I'm aware of this difficult situation and I choose certain thoughts which create certain feelings that I choose. Therefore, I choose a certain action, and that action gives me a certain result. So if you are going through something difficult at the moment, if you are struggling, if you're feeling stuck, if you are, let's say, plateauing somewhere, that doesn't mean that's your end station. It means that this is, for now, a temporary stop. And you decide actively what you're going to do with this. So your personality is your personal reality. If you bring it back to the beginning, keep telling yourself and therefore start believing that you are shy, you will start acting that way. But what if I told you that if you would start believing the opposite, I am somebody with confidence who loves to talk in front of big groups, who loves to be on camera, who doesn't shy away from a microphone. What if you tell yourself that you're confident, that you love speaking in groups, that you love being in front of people as their leader, that you love to be a public speaker? If you start believing that, that means that you will start acting that way. So you can actually change in whatever role you want to become. So you can decide your personal reality by changing your personality. If you believe you're shy, high chances that you're acting that way. If you believe that you're confident, high chances that you're acting that way. You choose, you decide what kind of actions you take, and actions create results. I'm going to give you a very simple 5-step action plan to create this change, to make sure that you understand what we just discussed in this video. This is something that I do with all of my clients, and I do it with myself every single time that I'm reflecting. What exactly happened? That is step number 1. Write it down in very, very specific detail. Don't let any detail out because you want to rush through this exercise. Make sure, number 1, write down the issue in very, very specific detail. Number 2 is pick somebody that you look up to. Pick somebody that whose opinion you highly value, whose observations are always maybe making you feel like that person knows a bit more than I do. Pick someone and now write down what you believe that person would advise you to do in this situation. Write it down what you believe that your person that you picked is going to tell you how to handle this situation. Don't take that as your truth right now. Just write it down because you have your own perspective here. Write down what they would advise you to do. Number 3, ask yourself, what are 3 or maybe 5 things I can learn from this? What are things I can learn from this situation that I've described in step number 1? Describe everything that you can think of right now. Number 4, what is it that I would do differently in the future? If the same situation or a similar kind of struggle or challenge pops up in my life, what is it that I'm going to do different? And then number 5, what is the worst scenario outcome of this situation, and what is the best scenario outcome from this situation? Do these 5 steps when it comes to your struggle that you have at the moment, a challenge, an obstacle, the reason why you're plateauing, the reason why you're feeling stuck, write it down and take your time for this. So step number 1 can't be done in just a few minutes. Sometimes it takes me 30 or 40 minutes to write everything down when I really want to dig into the obstacle. Why? Because everything starts with awareness first. If you become aware of all the details that are involved in my challenge, if I know exactly where it goes wrong, why there's friction, why this is an obstacle, why there's a challenge, and then I can also tell myself the things that I can learn from this and what are the things that I can do differently, and I have advice of somebody that I highly value and respect and trust, isn't this the solution already? So without actually asking others, without actually doing your research with others, just digging into yourself, haven't you now fixed the problem? All the power is already within you. All the power is already available to you. Trust yourself. Believe that you can fix your things by creating a new perspective within yourself. Open your mind, open your personal reality for a perspective change, and make sure that you stay open-minded enough to be ready and receiving of other people's opinion and objective reality. Make sure that they can advise you coming from you. You can put yourself in their situation and advise yourself, right? Step number 2. Make sure that you solve the problems yourself, guys. All the power is already within yourself. All the power is already there where it needs to be. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and try these 5 steps next time. I understand that 20, 30, 40 minutes sounds like a long time for issues, for struggles, for obstacles. But the more often you do this, the faster you go through the 5 steps. And as a matter of fact, it's the same as training your muscles. The more often you do this, the better, the more efficient you get at this, and the faster it goes. So right now, for only the bigger problems in my life that show up, the bigger challenges, I still write them down. For the smaller ones, I can do it here. What would that person say? What can I learn from this? What are things I would do differently? Hey, wait a minute. Am I solving it already? Start creating this as your skill. If you have this skill in your skill set, that means your life becomes a little easier. And this is one of the many healthy habits that I talk about in my YouTube channel, that I talk about in my social media, and of course in my coaching. If you want more simple, healthy, habitual pattern changes, please give me a follow, subscribe, and of course, if you really want to help me, share this with somebody. Click on that share button, send it to one person, maybe they learn something from it. You definitely help me, and hopefully it gives you a better feeling too. Enjoy your day, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Stay here for more healthy habits.